Hello, everybody. Had trouble getting going then. If you can see me and hear me, do the thumbs up, please. We've got one person watching, one thumbs up. Hello, Michael. Glad you could join me. What a palaver trying to get that going. Counting it down, then it wouldn't go. Hi, Tasha. Hi, Philip. Right, we'll make a start, shall we? Oh, we got two in. 2 likes. Right. Be using £60 trilene fluorocarbon and £20 trilene fluorocarbon on these rigs. Can't stop, left you like. Thank you, Michael. Don't know who else is in here. It's only showing 2. Put this down so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Nice and warm in the shed. Got the old fishing fire going again. Here they come. They're all coming in now. Live from the back cave. Yeah, you could say that, Phil. But at least it's warm. Tonight I'm making some flapper rigs, and I've had some flies sent down from Stuart, and I should be turning them into mackerel lures ready for next season. So that'll be something. Be interesting to see how they turn out. Just putting the crimps and the beads on. Got little swivels. Put bead on first. Hello. Getting ahead of myself here. Don't know if Sarah's popped in and put a like up. Right, that's the main part of it done. Hang on a minute. People are waiting for me somewhere else when they shouldn't be. They should be in here. Hello, Fishing Frustrations. Let's get me weight. Can you see me okay? Can you see me okay? Not really, Phil. Thank you, Phil. Oh dear. Getting messages coming through. People can't see me. It's a bit of a pain. Hello, Stuart. Hello, Stuart. What's going on? People were saying they couldn't see me. I had to reset. Hello, Danny. Did you tell everybody to come out and start again, Danny? Thank you. You had 2 on top and size 1 at the bottom. Is that right? Hello, amateur. Still waiting for your order, Dan. Nice to catch you live, bud. At least I call something. Yeah. Hi again. Yeah, for all the people who've been sat in the other live, I'm sorry, but there's a bit of a hitch and it wouldn't fire up, so I had to come out and start again. That's what I mean by the knot puller, Stuart. Just hook it onto your hook and then you can just pull it nice and tight. Okay, Danny. You'll have to cut these rubbers off, Stuart, when you get to them and they're on, so they don't stab the postman. That's one made. Yeah. I haven't had none for a little while. Hello, pre-retirement. Tasha, what did Richard think of his rigs? Good, thank you. Oh yes, I got the heater on in here. I just show you. Got the heater going. Got to try it out before I hit the beach with it, haven't I? Yeah, gas bottle, little camping gas. Be ideal for the beach. Especially now my Christmas present from Sarah's turned up, which is an IMAX beach shelter. So I should be nice and snug. If it gets too cold, I always plug the electric heater in. So on goes the crimp. Bead swivel. A bead, Another crimp. Try not to cut the wrong line again tonight like I did last time. Get these couple of rigs knocked out quick because I got to try and make some mackerel feathers. Been sent down some nice flies from Stuart to turn into mackerel feathers for next year. Already got some 6-hook mackerel feathers already made up that I done this year. Reds and green bodies on them. The ones with the feathers on, well, I shall be using like 4-hook. Yeah, here you go. Let's get one out. That's the crimp, amateur. You thread that on the line and then you just use your crimping pliers and crimp them down. Let me put the weight clip on and then I'll show you how about the crimping. Right. Don't know if you can see the crimp on the line right there. At the moment it slides up and down. We do crimp them, squeeze them down onto the line, and that'll hold your snood length in place. You have your bead, a little swivel, 2 beads and the crimp. You do the same with that crimp, just squeeze it on. There you go, it stays in place. As you see by this one, you know, that goes all over the place. But the top one, which has been crimped down, stays put. A lot of people use 3-way swivels, but I'd sooner have crimps, less joins in the line. The more joins you have in the line, the weaker the rig will be. Nice, there we go. It's all mod cons out here, you know, hooking the roof. The hook length I'm using, sir, 20-pound fluorocarbon trilene. Fluorocarbon lines go invisible in the water. So basically all the fish see is your bait dangling there. Yeah, I'm a fisherman. That's all right, amateur, no worries. That's what I'm here for. If you want to ask a question, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask. Triling's more expensive than the normal. I mean, when I'm making my rigs, I use the Rovex 10X. It's more pliable and softer. But if I'm making rigs for people, I use the more expensive line, Trilene fluorocarbons. So I'd rather people say, well, they're good rigs rather than come back and say, oh, they rigs were crap. The line was soft. So just use a nice line, good quality. You don't get no problems. Right. Two. My hooks arrived today. Got size 1s and size 2s. Should have been here yesterday, but I'm glad they got here today. And me bait holders, my new supply bait holders have turned up. So all's good. The only thing that hasn't turned up is the swivels, which I'm hoping to be here tomorrow or this week as I need them. A snood is your hook length from, you got your main body, a line, which is your, then you have your traces, your rigs coming off of it. That's your snood length. Okay, so that'd be your snood length where your hook goes. I mean, if you're going for stuff like plaice, flounders, you have quite a short snood length because they come up for it, whereas bass and all that will just snatch at it, so you have it flowing away from your rig. The actual body of the rig, I should say. Save the Flat and Hire. Have you destroyed that reel yet? On this rig, we're using a size 2 top hook and a size 1 bottom hook. Right. Just to protect the postman, I'm putting some plastic covers over the hook point, Stuart. The last thing we want is the postman to say, I got stabbed by it. Need to do a StreamYard pull, mate. Yeah, we'll have to at some point. I'll have to get that loaded down. Uploaded, whatever, downloaded. You know what I mean. I just want to see Phil Stuart's face when it crushes and goes in the fire. Right. And there's your knot puller, Stuart. So that's that one done. Now we're going on to making some mackerel lure feathers. Going to go up. What we got? 3. Thought my angle's got cold. The fire went out. That's better. We'll use £80 for the mackerels. Slightly bigger swivel. Yeah, that's right, amateur. You got it. As long as it's cremated, it don't matter. Save the flat end. That is 80, isn't it? Yeah. Right. So we want go again. We'll stick with the red beads. Have I got any smaller ones? She's all right. She's probably watching in the background, but she's getting on hell of a well. She's coming on. It's going to sort the beads here. I got some tiny beads to make these ones, but they're all mixed up, all the colours, and I'm not going to sit there and sort each colour out so there's all one colour. So it's going to be a mixture of colours on these, so it should look all right. So it's pot luck what my fingers grab hold of. Okie dokie. One, two, three. One more. You wait till you see what I've got to work with. I don't want them ones. I want one of these. Yeah, I've got all the trays here. Everything's in its right drawer. All the hooks are all marked what they are. Makes life a lot easier. Right, wait. Hang that. Right. Let's have the first one. Stick that one about there. Now these the hook lengths for the mackerel feathers, they only want to be about 4 to 5 inches long. Don't want them too long. Right. Now see these bad boys that I got to work with. These come down from Scotland, from Stuart. I should be using these 4 on the mackerel lures. So we'll see how they look once they're finished. Because mackerel hit hard, I should be using 30-pound fluorocarbon on these ones. Thank you, Stuart. "11 people watching, 9 likes." Come next year, I hope to do a live using these and see how they perform. this one on. If anybody wants any rigs made, you can always drop me a line. Hello, Wendy. Stuart, did your rigs turn up today? I think I should have done the top one first. Okay, Wendy. Thank you. There we go. That's the first. There's your mackerel feathers all ready for next season. I shall hang them up on the back wall to keep the line nice and straight, ready for when I get to use them. Thank you, Stuart. The ones that I've just used would be the ones that I think I would prefer for the feathers. Right. And here we go again. We'll make another one. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Wendy. It's the flies that make it, though. I can make these to order, but they're about £3 a rig. Ordinary 2-up flappers and the other rigs are I do for £1.50, but these are £3. Cut that one a little bit short, but these flies are a little bit smaller. Guess I'm running out of gas. Gas bottle's empty. Reckon I shall have to go down the bottom shed in a minute and get another gas bottle. On a clip down flapper rig, what's the best way to make them, if you don't mind me asking? Right, let's see if I got any left. I can hear the rain. These are what I use. You got your rubber clip. Pull that off the top. And then like your line would go through like so. So it's on the line. And then you put your rubber grip back on. Like that. So it stays up the line. And it's totally adjustable. So you can get your lines on there and then just you hook with it, then just hook into there, and when it hits the water it releases. Can you see that? Okay, that's what I use. Okay, you're not a pain, don't think that. I'm here to make rigs and answer any questions. I did have some special ones that I like to use, really thin wire ones. That made by Imps. Right, where was I? At bead. Right. No worries. Got to do this 4 times on each rig. Right, get this on, and can you give my daughter She's eating a fab. Where's mine? Hello, Abby. Do you want her to choke on it or something, amateur? Right. Wait. That's the body done. Yes, I do save the Fladden. Where are they? Do you use Gemini sort springs? Do you mean them? Is that what you mean? It's all right, amateur. £30. Cut these a little bit longer because I can shorten them down when I put the flies on. Right, let's chuck them away. Anyway. Ouch, sharp. And these are the ones I should be using on this rig. 2 green, 2 gold. I've used springs before, but still can't cast any further. A waste of time, in my opinion. Yeah, I just use them on certain rigs in between the crimp and the bead. Then I'll put the spring on, then another bead, then the swivel hook for the snood length. That way, it just gives that, takes a shock if you're going out, you know, if you're going for a decent sized fish. Let's cut a bit of line and I'll show you how I set it up. I mean, everybody does it different. I'll put a crimp on. Crimp it down. Then a bead. Then the spring. So it sits like that. Then I'll chuck another smaller bead on. Then the swivel for the snood length. And then you'd have a bead above that and a crimp. So it just takes the initial shock out when the fish. Also help on the clip down as well. Hi, Joan. Can you see? That's how I set them up. But like I say, everybody's different. They set it up how they like them. Right. Should put a green one. Gonna have to go down the bottom shed in a minute, get another can of gas. There's one on there. Gold. You think I'm making up mackerel rigs? I'm not really. It's Christmas decorations. Raining again. Must get up and do the roof on this shed. There we go. Put that on there. What do I take it off for? Ready for the mackerel next season. Stuart, are you here? Are you watching still? Yes, I've got something for you, Stuart. Don't know if you can make use of this. Do you reckon you can make use of that? Found it in one of our ice moves. You reckon you could have that, Joan? Keep your head warm, won't it? Right. So what do you think of the mackerel feathers then, Stuart? I'll put it in an envelope and send it up to you with this, with your rigs and your puller, if you really want it. I was only going to bin it. We found it in a house move. Yeah, on anything like mackerel feathers, I use 80-pound body length. On normal flapper rigs, pulley rigs and that, pulley rig depends on what you're going for. If you're going for congers, I'll use 250-pound. Well, once he's got it, Simon. Oh, yes, he's got to. I'll send it, Stuart. Don't worry about that. Because it depends on what you're going for, amateur. You don't want too heavy line if you're going for flatties and that. You know, if you're going for plaice, flounders, you don't want too heavy line. You want it to be able to sink. And then it's no point using 80-pound line if you're going for congers because they'll bite straight through it. So you use a stronger line. In conger rigs, I use 250-pound line. And that's on the hook length, the snood. 1, 2, 3. You been near Stuart and Wendy, Joan? Yeah, you keep it up across the border. We haven't got it down here. Adrian's wall wasn't built for night. It was meant to keep the bugs out. Oh, yes, you're right there, amateur. I mean, man flu is terrible. Yeah, I know you do, Stuart. You do like sharing. You want to have a drop of whiskey to that, Joan? A lot of people use just tie knots in the line and then glue, but in my mind that weakens it all, whereas there's no knots in the main line, so it's still 100% strength. Right, here we go with the next slot. Ah, yes, please. Look at that. That's what you call a cup. Well, I don't blame you, Stuart. Is it? Your size of cup, is it, Flannan? Matty, I should say. Got to be careful with these things. I'm likely to put the hook in my hand. That was a bit too long, that one. You only want short snood lengths on mackerel feathers. What app did you order the coffee from? I didn't, amateur. It's a cup of tea. Definitely wasn't Hermes. It had been cold by the time it got here. Are you watching, Sarah? If you are, put your thumbs up. Amateur, it's a hot drink with whiskey. Fruit juice, honey. Honey and whiskey and boiling water. You don't want fruit juice. Sarah's not live. God. I'll stay on all night then, Stuart, shall I? You add honey to it, Joan, you'll be all right. Jones vodka or rum works, yeah. As long as it's got the word alcohol on it, it all works. Oh God, that's hot. There we go. Oh, I know Stuart will want to see this. There you go, Stuart. I know you like them. Well, what I had come through the doors over 40%. Just had a thought. Just a crazy thought. Oh, yes. Take it out of my cooker. There we go, got heat again. Back on the heat again. Stuart, I caught my PB coley last night. Was you fishing out the window and the Coleman come by? Not got paper. Coalfish, yeah, sack of coal off the back of the lorry as it went by. Right, shut up. Right, here we go. The last one. And if anybody wants to see a rig made once I've finished these, any Pacific rig they want to know how to make, I will make it for them. It won't go to waste. It'll go into my pot ready for the car boots. Never tried eating a collie. That'd be good, John. Willing to donate to who's Simon? Yeah. One, two. Hi, Michelle. Not heavy enough what I want. Here we go. Hi, Michelle Mason. Welcome. Yeah. If you want to see a conga rig made up, Welcome back. I haven't got any Muppets for the cod rigs, but I can make up a cod rig is basically same as a pulley rig. Different size hooks, that's all. Have I got any Muppets? Should have some Muppets somewhere. I'll make up a basic pulley rig for congers. Do you, granted, boy, is it for a boat or for a shore? I don't use the springs on conger or cod rigs. Yeah, I don't use the springs on them. My conger rigs are just pulley rigs, stronger line, bigger hooks. I can show you how to make one of them if you like, once I've done this one. Look sharp. There we go, peeps. There's 4 rigs, 4 different sets of feathers. Right. Grandy boy, you want to see how to make the pulley rig for cods? Okie dokie. Well, we're going back to the £60 body. And the snood length would be £30 for cod. Obviously, if you're making a conger rig, you just upgrade the line, the stronger line on. But this rig here is what I would use for conger, not conger for cod. We want to clip down. Oh, come on, where are you? Not in there. There they are. Right. I use a breakaway clip on the bottom of the rig. 250, that's perfect, Stuart. Out. Pull that tight. There. Right, then you put your pulley bead on. Shall I use the Gemini ones? You've got to swivel all in. The line goes through the blue part of it, because that's the part that hooks onto your quick link on your line. You want a bead? A nice yellow one. Then you'll want a ferret so you've got your weight clip and quick release. Then it's your pulley bead, then another bead, then quite a sturdy swivel. That goes on to, that's your body part of your pulley rig done then. Okay, Joan, no worries. Thanks for coming in. Right. The weight clips onto this end. And the blue, that'll clip onto your quick release on your line. So we'll hang that up. Then we use 30-pound hook length. And again, it's all fluorocarbon that can't be seen in the water by the fish. Just trim it off. Now, when I make a pennel, I always put tubing on the line first. There's a reason for that. So tubing's on there. And we want some. What I do is put a 3/0 hook on the back. So that goes on. Then the tubing will slide down over the hook. Goes in that way, so the line runs down the back of the hook. Tubing goes on onto the hook, and all that does, it holds it nice and in line. Don't know if you can see that. Holds it there nicely, and you can slide that up and down to the size of the bait. And it saves all this when you're out there baiting it up, wrapping your line around the hook. It's already there. It won't move. You won't lose it, and it stays there. Now, for a cod, big bait, I would go to a 6, depending on, bait. I got to use a size 6 hook. If that was for a conger, this line here would be 250 pound. That would be a 6/0, and this hook would be a 7/0. That's all you need to change on it. Your hook, your body length will still stay the same at 60 pound. You're supposed to be going out codding at some point, Stuart, aren't you? There we go. And that's your pulley pennel. Then that hook clips down onto there, like so. And then when you cast out and it hits the water, the force on the water releases it and your bait's free. Was that okay, Grandy boy? You got that? You can always watch this bit back later if you want to see how it's done and follow through. Okay, like I say, that would be the same rig as a conger, but instead of having 30 pound line here on your snood length, I would go 250 because a conger will bite through it otherwise. And that hook then, instead of being a 3/0, will become a 6/0, and that'll come as a 7/0 wide, mate. Hi, Thumpaholic. let's cover these hooks. When you going codding, Stuart? Okay, I'll pop this one in with your parcel then. This cod rig if you want it. Okay. If you're coming over at the weekend, Danny, we'll make up some conger rigs then for you. Because it is just the same as this, but stronger line. Stuart, don't forget to take the hook covers off before you use them, will they? The blue bit. Don't forget to take that off. Otherwise you never catch. Mention Ambassador from Matty has the reel, and I've been asking for ages to go cod hunt. Right. So there's Stuart's little parcel. Now it's just clear up unless anybody else wants to see another rig made. Any particular one? You're welcome, Stuart. Yes, Danny. Make some rigs up. Ground rig, please. For what? I just made a cod rig, Simon. You want a ledger rig, Stuart? Yeah. Right. So, one of them. The old American zip sliders. We go £80 line on that one. You cut a length of line. That's £80 line. You've got your swivel on one end. You've got a bead. Then this zip slider where your weight goes to. Another bead. Swivel. Okay. So that slides that up and down. Now, bottom beading, so you're going for a raise, and that I would use £30 line again, just to get them off the bottom if you get a ray. Dogfish, anything like that will take it. Of about a 3 foot snood length. And then the hook of your choice on the end. And then what happens is once you cast out, the weight's on the ground, you then pull it tight. So the weight will be on there, and that this ends off to your rod. So it pulls it there, and then you trace with your hook. When the fish takes it, he's pulling on the line and not your weight. So you'll see the movement straight away on your rod tip. It's less resistance there than what it is trying to lift the weight. We use a 2-hole hook on that one. Let's show you how. Right, yes. Of course I can. I'll just hang this one up. There we go. Put a weight on the end there, it holds it all nice and tight. Right, up and over rig. Start with about 3-4 foot body length. On the end, I have a clip on these. No, what I do is I use these. Okay, and the reason being, because if your hook breaks off, you can always slide that up the line as a shorter snood length. So that one. Put the bait clip on. Nearly forgot something then. Once these is on. Right, so that's that on. Then what? Put your snood, swivel that on for your snood length. So you have your crimp, bead. I want a nice swivel for that. I'll show you in a minute. What it looks like roughly. Right. So that's your weight clip. That's where the snood length will be starting from. Usually about 4 or 5 inches away from the weight. So crimp that one in there. Right. So we got that. And that's where your hook will attach to in the end. Right. Now, on this end, we use an easy lit clip. Right. We attach that into there. It's basically upside down on the rig. Get it right. Now, the body is going to be used. I'll use 20 pound fluorocarbon on that. The snood length for the up note. You attach that down this end, the weight end. I'll put a weight on there in a minute so you can see. Right. So you then put your snood length, which is attached, right, up over that clip, back down. I'm going to use a 3/0 bait holder hook on here. This is what I should be using when I go out for the bass next. Now that clipped onto there, and there we have it. That's your up and over rig already. So when that releases, weight's on the ground, that'll come off with that in the current, and you get your long trace, long snood length, which is perfect for the bass, cod, all sorts. Let's hang this one up here. Did that help? No worries. So I say I'm here to help anybody learn. Right, we're coming up to the 2-hour mark. So I will now end me live. Got some clearing up to do. Thanks everybody for coming in. Thank you for the moderators for the job they're doing. I hope everybody stays safe, and I will see you on the next live. If you would like to say your goodbyes, you've got 10 seconds roughly. No worries, Granty boy. See you at the weekend, Danny. And good night, everybody. Thanks for coming in.